Good evening, guys, and welcome back. If you are in the chat there, guys, and you just as usual, can you just let me know if you can hear everything okay and if you can see the pictures okay? I'm getting a message on my data screen which says no data, but when I click on Stream Health, it says excellent connection. So, can you let me know, put me out of my misery there, to just so that I know it's actually working okay? Sometimes it happens where I get no data from YouTube, but seems to be working okay my end. So yeah, this is we're not normally accustomed to doing a Wednesday live stream. Jenk, how are you doing? Thanks for letting me know, mate. I'm not usually accustomed to doing a Wednesday evening live stream, but I am going to be out of action. I did go for a checkup at the hospital today. I thought it was a checkup, and it turned out to be a pre-surgery assessment. When I got there, things had changed dramatically, and where I thought they were going to give me some thinking time, some time to prepare, they've decided that it has to be done on Monday. So I will be going into hospital on Sunday afternoon, and the surgery will be done. I know, Jenk. And the surgery will be done on Monday lunchtime, I believe, just after lunch. I'm going to have a quadruple bypass. It's open heart surgery. I will have a quadruple bypass, plus what they call an atrial, they're calling it an atrial appendectomy. Now, apparently, I didn't know this, but there's a little part of the heart which is, it's just a little chamber, which, like your appendix over time, has become useless to the body. And nature does this, evolution does this, and parts of the body you no longer need. This little chamber collects blood. And they do believe that blood just sits there and can clot. And that's why people have strokes, and that the clots from people's strokes come from that little chamber, which is no longer serves any function. So what they're going to do is they're going to just cut that off. The entrances to that are going to be sealed, so that hopefully that will prevent any chance of a stroke later on in life as well. So that's kind of like what is going to happen. I'll be in hospital for a long time. I'll be in hospital 7 to 10 days, and they will then send me home after about 7 or 10 days. Depends on how quickly I recover. They don't actually like people being in hospital anymore. They want people to be active rather than bed resting. But because of the situation of me living alone and stuff, they might keep me in for 10 days. We shall see. When I come out, it's going to be a couple of weeks before I'm even walking any proper distance. I have to walk for about 5 minutes for the first week every day. Get out of the house for 5 minutes and just walk a little bit. But apparently one of the things that can happen while you're in there is that because your blood is out of your body when the surgery takes place, you can become a little bit emotional when you are back home after the surgery. It's normal, but I don't think that playing FM for me is probably a good idea if I'm in that kind of emotional state. You saw the rant from me yesterday. I don't think it's probably a good idea. I do have to sit upright rather than lay in bed, so I did ask them, could I be on the computer, and she said yes. But I'm not sure FM and 2 hours of streaming 3 or 4 times a week is probably going to be the best thing. Absolutely, Jenk. Very true. Well, hopefully it helped you, and I'm glad to see that you're up and running there, Jenk. It's going to be a tough time, and I'm going to have to deal with it as best as I can. I'm sure I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm a big boy. I do have a great big leaflet here, which I've got to go through. And the chance they do, apparently this hospital does between 900 and 1,000 of these every year. It's fairly routine for them, quite scary for me. I have a certain amount of trepidation, of course, and some fear. You will do, but the chances of things going tragically wrong are, I believe, 1 in 10,000. So those are quite good odds. So hopefully, within about 3 to 4 weeks, I will be in a state that I can come back and maybe even slowly, perhaps once or twice a week, start streaming again, start making videos very slowly. It will be probably 3 months before I'm fully fit. It's good news that I will be fit in 3-4 months, and I will be able to fly to Southeast Asia in February, I hope, so that I can attend a wedding that I have to attend over in the Philippines. I'm really hoping I can get that done in February. So it's good. It's good that it's being done now and not later. So I thought I would do this little episode. I wasn't too happy about what went on in the episode last night. I'm not going to get my knickers in a twist tonight. We're going to just play some games. I might even just put it in into key highlights. I'm going to play as I want this team to play. And whatever happens is whatever happens. I might even go into key highlights. I want this team to play like this. And maybe I am making too many changes in game, and they're not getting a chance to focus on playing like this. So they're going to play like that, come what may, and it doesn't really matter. I think if I am going to be getting emotional when I come out of hospital, I'm just going to have to start to learn that it doesn't really matter. It's only FM. It won't kill me. And I might start an extended highlights just to see what happens. You know me, I like to play in comprehensive highlights. I'm a control freak, and I like to think I have control over the game. I don't think I do half the time. But we apparently are favourites against Lazio. I've had a lot of meetings here with players. They weren't too happy about being left out of the squad, and I can understand that. And 2 of them went okay. Ooh, he's really struggling. I think we need to close him down. And he's on the right, so I wonder if it would be a good idea to focus play down the left. But I'm not going to interfere too much with this. We're just going to play as I want the team to play and see if they learn how to play this game. This great game of football. And hopefully we'll get a decent result against Lazio. I think we have to play a Premier League game next, and then we've got Celtic in the Europa League. Let's get off to a good start, boys. Make the manager happy tonight rather than doom and gloom again. You think about teams like Lazio and immediately think, oh my God, that's about as tough a draw as we could have. But we are in the year 2031. We don't know exactly how their team has developed over the last 8 or 9 seasons. And that looked like a penalty to me, ref. I never get those decisions. It's really weird. But somebody sneezes in my penalty area and it's immediately a penalty for the opposition. So, yeah, but they can climb all over me, they can bully me, they can slide tackle, and I don't seem to get those decisions. It's very rare. Come on, Karaoke, do something. It's quite an odd thing at the moment, penalties in FM, they never look like penalties to me. None of them ever look like it should be a penalty, especially in the modern game. Don't worry, you are in the modern game allowed to like grapple with each other and pull each other's shirts and do all kinds of crazy stuff, and never seems to be a penalty. But here, it looks like you just step up to someone and that's it. Referee says penalty. It's one of the things in FM25 that I hope they will deal with, that a penalty should look like a penalty. And not just when somebody walks up to one of your players, it's given as a penalty. I always think when two players clash in the box, if it's against me, it'll be a penalty. If it's for me, no penalty. And we need to close him down. He's got no energy, that right wing back. And hopefully we're going to win this game and get off to a winning start. But they come up the left-hand side where we are playing with an attacking wing-back. I guess they will target that side. I wonder if we should target the left-hand side where they do have that player who looks like he's barely got any energy left at all. And we have cleared the corner. And playing in extended, of course, they're not going to need many highlights. But it is what it is. FM is what it is, and we'll take what it gives to me. And he is one of those things that he's given a penalty. I say, what for? Just talking about penalties. What was that for? I think, hey, yes, how are you doing? I think somebody must have just walked up to him, and it's been given a penalty. Or maybe somebody coughed in the penalty area. I don't know. But we're going to go behind. And we are... yeah, remember the 9-0? I don't think we're going to do that. We're already a goal behind. And I just want this team to learn to play how I want them to play. I'm not going to make any changes now. I'm even going to go, I think, to key highlights. Because I don't want to take part. We'll just go to key highlights. I just want them to learn how to play. I'll just make substitutions. And we won't make any pre-match changes to what we're doing. And I just got to hope that my forwards can put 1 or 2 goals in. But we are a goal behind in Europe. Not the greatest start. And we are favourites to win this game. Which it's funny, talking about penalties. I don't know, did anybody see anything that happened in the penalty area there? Totally came out of the blue. But as I say, the opposition seem to get those given. I don't get them given. It's really quite absurd. And we had one incident where my player went absolutely flying over in the penalty area. We didn't get it given. But somebody just walked up to someone, coughed on him, they got given a penalty. I don't know. Penalties need to be sorted out. We need to know it's a penalty. We need to be able to make an informed decision on whether it looks like a penalty or not. And I'm going to shout at them. I want more. They're not looking very good. But I didn't expect anything else from these world-class players. Come on, Kanote. Someone do something. Suwone is unhappy. And finally, Gray's got a goal. That's 1-1. And Kanote is... not Kanote. Suwone is very unhappy. And in fact, the squad came to me because he was unhappy at being left out of the squad. You saw the trouble I had setting the squad up for Europe. It's a nightmare. Also, Kumalo came to me. He was unhappy, but he accepted. But he's a good boy. He's like my son, Kumalo, and I expected him to accept that he was left out. And then 1 or 2 others came to me. Stan came to me, but we're trying to sell him anyway, so I didn't mind upsetting him. There's 1 or 2 other players who are still quite upset about this whole thing. But they must know when they come to the club that there's going to be European issues with all these foreign players. And if we're going to bring in all the world-class players, we're going to have this issue. And players must know. And that's why they get really upset, I don't know. There's another chance, 2-1, and Arwell Davis has made it 2-1. As I say, we're not going to be messing about with tactics and what have you. It's more important for me today to answer any questions that you guys might have. How long am I going to be away for? Yeah, and I'm going to talk later when there's more regulars here about how you might be able to help, because the channel at the moment is suffering. In fact, I don't even think this month there's going to be enough money to get paid any money. There's a £60 ceiling on YouTube, and if you don't reach the £60, they don't pay you. And I think I'm struggling on about 48 this month, so we're not probably going to get paid anything this month. The channel is really struggling. And looking at what happens, you wouldn't think so. I'm coming up to 8k subscribers, but what actually happens is I think that I put these tutorial videos out, like how to defend in FM, and people watch it once, watch that one video because they're struggling with defending, and they think, oh, that was a good video, so they subscribe, but they never then come back. And I think that's what happens, except for the 100 or so regulars. And I have first time I've seen a really good overhead kick like that. Almost went in. The first one I think I've ever seen on target. I thought that was going to go in for a minute. That would have made my day. So I think, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with the channel if it goes on like this. It makes me wonder sometimes what's the point of making videos. It's a lot of work. People don't realize how much work it is. And I mean, even people criticize the videos because of the video quality or because I'm not a very good editor, whatever. And they don't realize how much work it is, and it does become quite tiring at times for someone my age doing this day after day after day. So the channel could be in a little bit of trouble, and that's not good news. So, I mean, how can you help? I mean, it's like, I think YouTube is not sharing it as much as I would like it to. I spend about, it's not just the editing jank, I spend about 4 hours actually making the video, from recording and editing. So, like when you're talking to a microphone, when I'm talking to you guys, it's just normal chat. It's how I would just chat to people. But when you're just talking to a microphone and a camera, those things have to go. Those little ums. So you have to go meticulously through your edit and take all the ums out. There's another one there. And also, sometimes you'll start to say something and then you'll trip over your words. So it's you have to take that out. One of these days I'm going to do a video of outtakes, because sometimes I curse and swear. For goodness sake, get it right. And then you have to go back and redo it. So it takes about 4 hours to actually make the video. And then basically after that, you've got to render the video out, because everything that you've put in, or all the edits that you've put in, they have to stitch together within the program. And that takes about an hour, and then it takes about 90 minutes to upload. So you've got to keep an eye on the upload, just in case YouTube has a problem. So you're pretty much stuck for about 6 hours or so. And it's a lot of time making a video. And was he offside? I don't think he's been given offside. Konate's made it 3-1. And I think we can all go home from this game happy tonight. The fans will go home, have a pint of beer, and be very, very happy. A pint or two, shall we say, and be very, very happy. Nice work by Peterson. Canote, that was a lovely run. Lost his marker there. Good off the ball. So, yeah, I think that is a problem. Yes, I am a small channel. For me, I've grown more than I could ever have imagined. But I'm still a very, very small channel. I'm never going to claim to be a great content creator. I wouldn't dare. So in terms of what you can do, sharing a video would be good. For example, on forums like Facebook forums in FM and like Reddit and Twitter forums. Somebody did that once before, and I did get a lot of response. 3-2 now. And has that been given offside, referee? No, it's not. So yeah, there's things that you guys can do. And is anyone in my defence playing badly? Arwell Davis didn't really pick up his man there. I'm going to go to my assistant and just ask him to update this. Never press, I don't do that. So that would be something like just in forums. I know I see some people I know in forums on Facebook. I go in there just to find out what the current issues are with people. So where I spotted people early in FM24 saying it's impossible to defend. That's why I went and worked out how to defend properly then. And if there are beginners particularly, and you've got a favourite video that helped you, like how to set up a tactic or how to defend, and somebody posts in a forum, I'm really struggling with defending in FM24, or I really have tactics, I've no idea how to set one up, then you could just say, well, I know a guy, and it's a hard thing for people in these forums to actually say, I can't do this. It's very difficult for them to say it. And so there's probably a lot of other people, goalkeepers taking the blame. There's probably a lot of other people who sit in these forums who haven't got the courage to say, I'm not very good at this. So when they also see a link, they will look at it and think, oh, okay, maybe I can try this. So I don't know. It is sharing videos is a way that can help. Both of these are playing, well, they're not playing badly. It's a goalkeeper who has taken the blame for this. Although I failed to say, maybe it was the goalkeeper who coughed in the penalty area and gave away the penalty. Got to make some changes, but I can't see. Maybe I should rest Tonali. I'll bring on Yoro for her Tonali. And maybe I should rest the wing backs, because no, we can rotate the wing backs. Hard to see who to take off. I'll just wait a little bit and see. Wait for tiredness to creep in. And although some of these players will be playing again in a few days, so they do need to be rested. Peterson has gone now. So let's take Peterson off. Frimpong can come on. Let's rest the other. I don't have another one, do I? So Arwell Davis can play the game out. Florian Wirtz, we'll rest him. And of course we don't have the cover in terms of this this squad. So looking at it, I can't really. Valesso can come on for Wirtz, and I'll bring on Siedemar for Gray, and we'll leave one just in case there's an injury, and then we'll get on with the game. I'm looking through this. There's quite a few players who've played well. I'm going to deal with these two, Lilo and Stansfield, and see if I can't take them out of the game. Lilo and Stansfield. Let's type mark him and type mark him. and hopefully take those two out of the game. But I don't want to draw this game now. After going 3-1 up, that'll be a tragedy. But FM is what FM is. And I don't know. Maybe the game is just saying your boys can't play very well together at the moment. And I did say in yesterday's episode I suspected the second half of the season might be better. There's been 10 transfers made, 11 transfers made over the course of the window. Maybe it's just saying you're not ready yet. We only played 3 pre-season games. And so, yeah, I think it's probably just saying you're not ready yet. And this guy who has had... This is the second time I've seen that. He's had no energy in his heart symbol since the beginning of the game. And there's another one, 3-3. And it was coming. And... he has lasted 90 minutes without any bother whatsoever. But if that would be one of my players, my assistant would be saying, you got to get him off. He's desperately tired. You got to get him off. And Lazio at the moment are taking us apart. Thank you, Tommy. But yeah, as I've explained, that closing down was dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. And at this point I would normally just go into my tactics and trigger press less often, but I'm not really bothered. I'm just going to see how this season pans out. I'm more and more thinking we're not going to win anything again. We made too many transfers. I mean, look at this. We have absolutely hammered them again. Our XG is 4.2 compared to 1.55. 27 shots. And there's the key. Only 9 on target. And it's unfortunate, but you can't do any more than have 27 shots, 27 attempts on target. If the game doesn't want you to win, it doesn't want you to win. And Lazio have hardly been in the game, really. We've gifted them 3 goals. My goalkeeper has got a 6.2. He's been the main culprit today. So the game has picked on the goalkeeper today, saying, you're going to have a dreadful game. And he has. And cost us 3 goals. I actually don't have a goalkeeper on the bench. So it's, I don't know, 4 XG to a 1.5. Yeah, that's FM. So 3-3. I don't for a minute believe that we're not going to qualify in the group shape. I would say we should have won that game. You were dreadful, especially the goalkeeper. But at least he won't play that bad in the next game. That's one thing to look forward to. I don't know what I'm going to praise him for. 1 assist. But morale is poor as well because they are dealing with the fact that some players had to be left out, so morale is poor as well, and our results are reflecting what's going on. We have to play Celtic now. We do have a week's break, so we'll see what we do. Celtic in FM in Europe are a very difficult team to beat. Celtic are massively difficult to beat. They've overpowered Celtic. He looks good. Probably not a bad forward. Not a bad forward. I'm hoping that we won't have too many injuries now as well, because the computer also has to compute. I have to have a team to be able to put out against in Europe, and I don't have many players in the squad for Europe, so the computer has to compute that, well, he has to put a team out, so it can't injure too many players in key positions, especially in midfield. And what's going wrong with this? Why can't I do the training here for some players? So their morale is very poor. 6.35, 6.4. It's a bit high to be criticising them. So not the best of starts, but a draw away at Lazio is a draw away at Lazio. We should have won it, but hey-ho. I just want them to get used to playing in the way that I want them to play, and we'll see what happens. I really don't want to make any transfers in coming transfer windows. I still need a midfielder, but I really don't want to make too many transfers anymore. If we get 100 million, we spend it on one player, because in FM it does disrupt you. And that's the league table, Premier League table. Terrible. 10th. And Andy's tactic won the title quite comfortably. But this one, Kamalo form deserves, yeah, absolutely. My boy, Kamalo. Guevara injured. He's a centre half. I don't think essential to how we're going to play. So there is going to be a break, boys. Unfortunately, I am going to be away. But as soon as I am out of hospital, I will update you so that I'm out and let you know how quickly I can come back. And of course, if you haven't heard anything from me in 2 weeks, then I didn't make it. But hopefully it's not coming to that. So within 10 days, you should get a community message saying what the situation is like. And hopefully everything's going to work out fine. Apart from in Newcastle, this is not working out fine. Oh, so now I have no goalkeepers, do I? FM is relentless. And this is the unhappiness. Look at the dynamics. This is just dreadful. I had to expect that. I don't know what to do now. I don't think I've got a goalkeeper, have I? Turati's injured. Ramirez is injured. Nobody else is registered. I have no idea what to do. We'll see what my assistant says. Or shall we just set up without a goalkeeper? You can't just send me out to play without a goalkeeper. Ramirez, after his last performance, deserved to get injured. So, fair enough. But I don't know what to do. I have to play an outfield player in goal, I guess. Or we'll have a youth team player in there. See what my assistant says. He hasn't given me... Oh, he is capable of playing. I thought it was 6 days he was going to be out for. I think the game must have thought, hey, he hasn't got a goalkeeper, let's make him fit again. There's been no advice from the assistant. He's obviously confused as well. He's taking days to actually think, how do we set up? So there's actually no advice from the assistant either on team selection. This is getting weirder and weirder. Let's do what he says. I just don't understand this. How did my goalkeeper miraculously recover? But now he's gone and put somebody else in goal called T Power. Look at him. 17 years old. This game, somebody said yesterday, this game does not like me. I haven't got a bench. The advice that I had said he was fit to play. So we're going to play him. And if he gets injured long term, too bad. I don't understand this. It's quite bonkers. Suddenly he was fit, then he wasn't fit. I think the match engine doesn't know what to do about my goalkeepers now. Thanks, Tequila, mate. It's quite a scary prospect. Very scary prospect. We're favourites for... I said that to them last time and they didn't listen. And let's go to him once again. And I don't know this. Does anybody ever use this never press instruction? I don't think that's a good idea, no matter how pacey they are, no matter how good they are. It's not really a good idea to never press. And we're just going to play through and try and win against Celtic. We've got to get a win on the board at some point. We're in... Where is the second game that we played? I have not played a game in Europe. Played one game in Europe. Or is it including this one? And Celtic have nearly scored. Oh, this is... I wonder if I'm going to get sacked this season. Spent too much money. And we could get sacked. Who knows? Could be. Like a team full of world-class players now. In fact, we are way down in 17th. So it's... And didn't look good in my penalty area there. Somebody sneezed again, and I thought that was going to be a penalty. We have to keep an eye on Vata. And up the Spurs again. It's hard. Sometimes this game is hard to actually believe. This team looks like a bunch of schoolboys, and they're world-class players. And it's really sometimes hard to believe. There's no ball control with them. Their passing is terrible. They are absolutely dreadful. They can't shoot. They can't score to save their lives. When Gray scored in the last game and nearly had a heart attack right there and then. He doesn't score goals. One of the best strikers in the world in FM. Can't score goals, though. And there he is again, and that's his ability. That's what he's been doing over the last few games. That's how good he is. That was a perfect example. Florian Wirtz is playing quite well. Need to get the ball to Wirtz if we can. Again, you see, one of my players went sprawling in the penalty area. No penalty. But that had happened in my box. Penalty straight away. I just don't get them. The opposition do. So please, FM, can you just tidy up penalties so I understand what's going on? It's like, I have no idea what you're doing. And come on, boys, come on. Can we win a football match, please? Like, absolutely world-class players cannot win a football match. I said it'd probably be a better second half of the season than the first half. I might have to go back to Coritiba Tequila. I couldn't lose at Coritiba. I think I might just have to run away and go back to Coritiba. And there it is, 4 shots, 0 on target. Celtic will have 1. They'll score 1-0. End of story. And it'll be a typical FM. So every time that happens, I get kittens in my own box. See, they're just like, they don't even know where the ball is. Like, there are 2 of them running up the pitch. The ball was behind them. They had no idea where the ball was. Hi, Robert. How you doing? And this whole match engine, this whole graphics engine, he's total tidying up. It didn't know where the ball was. And Wirtz has scored. I did say he was having a good game. Florian Wirtz looked decent. He had a couple of key passes, but he's broken the deadlock. And maybe we're going to get a victory here. Who knows? But I don't trust my defence at the moment. I'm trying to play them with a high line and not a standard line. And in some of the games, we're going to get caught out. Lazio caught us out. So, but as I said at the beginning, I just want them to get used to playing this way. And so changing it all the time might not be a good idea. And, well, we are a goal up against Celtic. Where are we now in the table? Up to 12th. Sensational. It's good enough to qualify, though. That's all I need, is to qualify. What I do want to do, I know, is to have these closing down less often, so that we're not leaving Celtic that space on the wings. I see that a lot, where if you have your fullbacks and wingbacks closing down, they just run past them. You can stop that happening by just saying to them, close down less. And it just looks like Celtic getting tons of space out wide. But I'm not lowering the line. I'm going to let the game do what the game is doing. Wirtz is having a very good game. 4 key passes now. And hopefully my defence will learn to play together as well. I guess it is just the game saying you don't know each other well enough and you can't play together. I just wish it wouldn't make them look like complete idiots. And Wirtz has got his second. But let's not get too happy, because we were 2 up against Lazio. National League to Champions. God blimey, that would take a while. That would be lovely saves, and it's the kind of save I used to do when I didn't do YouTube. And unfortunately, though, it's time. When I was picking saves to do for FM24, I have to divide the year up into time and the number of videos that I can do, and give myself challenges over a 10-year period. Like this channel challenge, I had to take one of the trophies away because it would have just taken too long. You weren't that bad, but you can improve. I'm going to say that to all of them. And so, yeah, it's everything changes when you do a YouTube channel. And the way I play the game changed. I hate key highlights playing like this. It does my head in. Because I can't see. I have no idea what's going on, really. I can stop the game and look at the stats, but key highlights for me is... It just doesn't work for me. And I'd prefer to see what's happening. Although, what I see on the pitch, I'm starting to think it's pointless watching this, because it's not a representation of what's actually going on anyway. And did that hit the post? Yep, hit the post. Somebody's gone down injured there, but doesn't seem to be affecting him. What I'm noticing is that playing with this high press, with the Gegen press, extreme pressing, extreme trigger press, high intensity, we are less tired than when we weren't pressing. This is weird. Well, come on. It's about time, Karaoke, that you actually delivered something. So we are 2-0 up against Celtic. Let's hope we don't lose this lead. And then we'll be back in the competition. Oh, chance now. Hit it. Oh, it's a good pass, but somebody was sleeping here, Larson. He's on a yellow card. Let's tell him to ease off the tackles. So we'll make him a defensive midfielder. And he can ease off the tackles. I don't want a red card, because we've had so many things going on. I don't want a red card as well. Celtic not really in it. We've been much the better team in terms of chance creation. Shots on target ratio is good now. And anything under 50, you're probably going to struggle to win games. But when it goes over 50, you're probably going to know you're going to win that game. Even if you are being FM'd and this is high, if it's 50%, don't panic. Only panic if it's 13 shots, 0 on target or 1 on target. That's FM's mechanisms. I enjoyed this challenge until I got to Newcastle. Everything was relatively simple. Coritiba, I couldn't lose. It was just amazing. Larson possibly needs to come off on a yellow card. Frimpong probably needs to come off on a yellow card. Who else? Is Moreno on the bench here? Neves, Tonali, Arwell Davis. Frimpong is playing on the left. So let's switch him over and bring Arwell Davis on for 30 minutes. Karaoke, he's doing all right. We'll leave him on. Larson needs to come off on that yellow card. So we will bring on Neves. Is there anybody else who can play as the DM? Yeah, let's bring on Yoro for Larson, and then we'll switch those over. And one more change, probably up top. Karaoke is tiring. He's not playing very well. So I'll bring on Valesso. Valesso, who is apparently a brilliant player, he's really bad for me. It's like lower league methods. Generally because you're really just looking at free transfers from higher divisions. You're looking at loans. It's like anything you can possibly get where you don't have to spend any money. That's what I do in lower leagues. And I just look for big, strong, hard-working players who run around a lot. I don't really worry about their technical ability too much, as long as they can run around a bit. That's all I need. Just run around, boys. Have a good time. And if they can keep running around for a long period of time, that's even better. So I don't really worry too much. I'm just looking for freebies and loans. Look in a division, the bottom league, League 2, and you can pick up players in FM quite easily. And we are doing a lot of these overhead kicks today, FM. What are you doing? And we've beaten Celtic quite comfortably here. But it's not over yet. Pretty much that kind of stuff. And strength is very important. Do I have any subs left? No. And work rate. You want players who are going to be working hard. Defenders, really what I want is tall, strong, and brave. You want brave defenders who are going to put their body on the line. And if you're it's one of the things that people, when you're going up from the Championship to the Premier League, you're probably, the first thing you need to do is decide how you're going to play. And I would probably play in a low block in my first season. So playing in a low block, my defenders and my midfielders are going to be throwing their bodies in front of shots, and they need to be brave. And a high bravery attribute will help you, especially among your defenders and your defensive midfielders. So I would be looking for bravery in players going up to the Premier League. It's just one of the things that, where in the Ipswich save, we can highlight for people who are new to the game. What kind of attributes do you need? 4-0 against Celtic. This is beyond a joke, FM. So, This team suddenly finds their shooting boots and we are 4-0 up. What are you doing? How can I make in between highlights panel on the right hand side? You need to. You'll need to have. Let's when it comes up. It might come up in a minute. You'll need to install a skin. Because the FM skin is very basic and it doesn't show you these things. That's a worry I have from for FM25, is that there's going to be no skins that fit the game. And looking at their images so far, there's going to be a lot of all this information I won't have. This is the Work the Space skin. And it gives me a tablet here with all the information that I could possibly need. And if it does come back in this game, we'll have a quick look at why this skin is so good. Go on, make it 5. Oh, we've hit the post again. This team likes to hit the post. Maybe they're practicing accuracy. Who can hit the post most? We hit the post a lot. But that's full time. So we do... Oh, we almost got it. We'll have a look at it in the next game. But this, for me, is the best skin. This is a very, very good skin. And hopefully that's a sign that we're starting to play better together. 4-0. Although we've beaten Manchester United 5-2, we've beaten Manchester City 5-0. We just can't beat smaller teams. That's the problem. This team, I don't know, maybe it goes to sleep against small teams. And the Norwich team, although people were saying, yeah, but they're high up in the table, they are a promoted team, because I don't remember playing them last year. So they're a promoted team. Just having the time of their lives at the moment, I guess. Liverpool up next, Premier League. We're going to play same way against Liverpool. I fancy, though, they might be quite pacey, Liverpool. Are they pacey? I just want to have a quick look. I shouldn't be doing this, I know. But we'll have a quick look at the scout report. Look at their weaknesses are there to be seen. So against Liverpool, they're gonna have everything. This team, they haven't got a weakness, which is scary, and they are top of the league. So for this one, I think I might play balanced, and I'm just going to pull the line back a notch, just in case they are pacey and can dribble. I might have to rotate. We'll see what my assistant says in a minute. I forgot to rest them. But I'm not expecting a result against Liverpool. City, yes. United, yes. But not Liverpool. You saw their scout report there. They're extremely good. And, I don't expect to get a result against them. But we're not going to be afraid of them. We're going to go for it. And hopefully they've played a game recently as well, not just us. 6.2, are these low enough? Let's try. Yeah, 6.2 might be low enough. Patterson as well. But the 4-5, no, he's not going to agree with me. He's probably got low expectations of himself. And he's probably not going to agree with me. Peterson, Arwell Davis, Tonali, Neves. Okay, I'll take your word for it. It's a good team. Any team we put out is a good team. And he is better at rotation than me. I mean, that is a good team. Let's face it. But I do want to give Kamalo a game, because I have told Kamalo that he needs to focus on the Premier League, and he was quite happy with that. And then we'll have a quick look to see if who he's left off on the bench. Doig unregistered. I'm gonna have to sell him. Suwon can come onto the bench. And God blimey, what a mess. Frimpong Moreno. Yoro, Landerson. Patterson is actually a better bet than... There's a number of these players who are not going to be fit enough. Barangwehi. But I really am struggling in terms of... I don't have another central defender who can play Guevara, but this is a big game. And then Landerson, not fit. I forgot to rest them. That's my fault. Suwon, Valesso. Karaoke. I don't have another central mid, do I? We are struggling in certain positions. Siedemar, go on the bench for today. What happened to... Guevara might have to come onto the bench. Time to play these young boys, I guess. Larsson, he can come onto the bench for... And Yoro probably could do with a start to rest Tonali. So I'll go with that. Evening, Callum. How are you doing? Thanks, mate. Scary stuff for me. I've never faced anything like that in my life before. Also scary stuff that I'm going to be away from YouTube again. I don't know how that's going to affect the channel. I'll be back hopefully in time for the release of FM25. But then I will be going away to Southeast Asia again. It just I'm starting to think, is it worth it? And if things don't get any better, like this month, I don't even have enough funds in the YouTube kitty to get paid. I don't know whether I can continue doing it. It's a lot of work. People don't realize how much work goes into this. And I'm supposed to be retired now. It's hard work. Balanced, okay. Push higher up. Okay. I was thinking they're going to be too pacey for my defense, but I'll take his word for it. We'll have a look at what he's saying. Solosabal. I know he's a problem, so I'm going to type mark him. And Ridder always causes me problems. So they might not be that pacey because they are an aging team. So let's go and see what happens. Thanks, Robert. Hey, Blob, how are you doing? Let's go play Liverpool. I'm not expecting to win this one. Not expecting that at all. This team is not playing well enough. But, yeah, go out and impress me. And I expect a heavy defeat here. You saw that Liverpool scout report. They have not a single weakness. And hopefully I can get this Newcastle team to that state one of these seasons where there are no weaknesses whatsoever. I'm going to keep an eye on this. We've had all the possession, but Liverpool are the better team. And I'm going to keep an eye on this. I might even just play this in a low block. If we're losing it, I'll come into a low block and play it in a low block. If they are causing us problems getting players in these spaces, which it does seem. They're pushing a lot of players forward. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into a low block for this one. Keep the same mentality, keep the same shape, but then just get bodies behind the ball. See if we can beat them that way. We've one draw and one win so far, both of them in the Europa League. We had a draw against Lazio 3-3. The goalkeeper had an absolute shocker. And then we beat Celtic 4-0. It's a strange save, this. Very, very strange save. And Liverpool are much the better team. Although we have had the possession, which is surprising, because we have been really poor in possession up until today. But yeah, I'm going to play in this low block and just get bodies behind the ball. See if we can... I told you Solosabai, he is always a problem for me in FM. Ridder and him, both of them. Sukic is also a very good player. But I have a team full of good players as well, FM. Recognise that I have a team of good players, but I've had not a single shot. And the game's saying Liverpool are just far better than we are. And they're still coming at us, but nicely defended. I do like playing in a low block against teams who are going to throw bodies forward. And it might be an idea, come off the press as well, just play on the counter-attack. Kanote's done well. The penalty referee's given it this time. Somebody sneezed on Kanote and he's given a penalty. No sneezing allowed in the penalty area. And can we go a goal up? That would be my favourite FM of all time, Robert. That's easy. It was FM24. I loved FM24. They started working on FM25 around about that time. And it's just gone downhill ever since. But FM24 I absolutely loved. It just kind of like... I got more of a sense that it was reflecting what you wanted to do on the pitch. Since then... They've brought in new attacking moves. Oh, we're FMing them at the moment. They've brought in new attacking ways of playing, but I'm not sure they're working correctly at the moment. And I'm looking at inverted wing backs and inverted full backs in particularly. They seem to be getting into the right position, but for me, the inverted wing-back is way too far up the pitch. He's on a defend duty, and in the Ipswich save, my inverted full-back spends a lot of his time crossing from outside the penalty area. And it kind of like, is that what he would be doing? He'd be sitting back, not attacking. He's on a defend duty, but... it's something to do with how the game actually shows the game on screen. It doesn't kind of work for me. We are beating Liverpool here. That's the low block. Don't get complacent. We're doing really well. Do not get complacent. So maybe 10 minutes to go, I might interfere here and go into a defensive style if we're still ahead. We've only had 2 shots, 1 on target. But that's how the low block works. You're not going to be as attacking as you normally are. I wonder if I should come off the press now. But I'm not going to interfere. That's the theme for today. Yeah, I have, Blob. There's not much information they've given us at the moment. The screens look basic, and I worry that there's not going to be enough information for managers in-game on the screen tablet. We'll have to wait and see until all that stuff comes out. Florian Wirtz is now tired. And Karaoke can come on there. Akeem Gray is very tired as well. Suwon can come on and play. And Kanote's tired, so Nothing I can do about him, though. He's going to have to play on. Two apprehensive players, Arwell Davis, Patterson, and João Neves. Surprise, surprise. What are you so apprehensive about? Tonali can play as the ball winner. And let's make those changes. Yeah, I think you're right. They want to sell more games for the console, and they're kind of like us who've been playing on the PC for years. We're kind of taking a secondary focus at the moment, and I would prefer they focused on us. But of course. So I think you're right that in order for it to go better on the console, it's going to need to be simplified. But can't they make two versions? Peterson is very tired. So Moreno can come on, and it is time to come off. Look at this tiredness. It is time to come off the press now and to just focus on counter-attack now. In fact, is regroup a good idea? Probably not. It will lower the intensity if we regroup. It's 15 minutes to go. They're all nervous. I don't know why. We'll go into a more balanced mentality and we'll call that a day. Euro is tiring as well. Wouldn't surprise me to see Liverpool equalise with all these tired bodies we have on the pitch. They probably deserve an equaliser. The low block has worked. Surprisingly, I was expecting a heavy defeat against Liverpool. But again, we've got brave players in this team at the back. And maybe they've just been throwing themselves in front of the ball. And bravery is often overlooked in the game. And in terms of defence, it's absolutely crucial, especially if you're not the greatest team in the world. If you've got great, brave defenders, they will put their bodies on the line for you. So something like I need to get across in the Ipswich save I'm doing for beginners is when you go up to the Premier League, don't underestimate that attribute for your defenders. You're going to need them to be very brave. Go on, Kanote. Go on, son. Has he got support? Yes, he has a chance. Oh, go on, Patterson. Go on, son. Let's make it 2. What a chance! Get in! Moreno has made it 2-0. I don't understand this game at all anymore. Just simply going into the low block has done that. What a strike by Moreno. Oh no, yes it was Moreno. So we're beating Liverpool. Maybe we're back in it. I just like, even in key highlights there, I saw they were getting lots of players forward into that, just outside my penalty area. Red flag, need more bodies in there. And it kind of paid off, it worked. And maybe I'm allowed to make in-game changes again. It stopped me doing that for a while. Maybe I'm switched back on again. But even in that brief part of the game that I saw, the opening 10 minutes, I just saw they had too many bodies in those spaces. It's not over yet. How many times does that happen? Oh boy. It is not a bad result at the moment against a team who have absolutely no weaknesses to report at all. One day I'd like to build a team like that has absolutely no weaknesses. Salazabal has been the problem again. I'm going to go defensive now and just see this game out now. This hopefully should still work. We're into time added on. There's only a couple of minutes left. We don't need to counter-press anymore. We'll just waste time now and hopefully see this game out. And there's 1 minute left. 1 minute. Come on, FM. 1 minute. Can we beat Liverpool? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We've beaten Liverpool at Anfield. The team with no weaknesses. We've beaten them by 2-1. Oh, boy. Well done. I'm not going to say that. That was a good win for us. An excellent win. We've beaten Manchester City. We've beaten Manchester United. And we've beaten Liverpool now. But promoted team Norwich couldn't do it. Against Southampton, we just looked absolutely dreadful. We looked like we'd picked players for that game from the car park. This game sometimes is very weird. We do have a break. It's an international break now, is it? Yeah, there's almost 3 weeks, isn't there? I'm finding that if I go 2-0, if I go 2-0 up, then immediately the second goal goes in. The opposition score straight after my second goal, and that's just to make you panic. That's to make your nerves go, and to make you panic. That's why the game does that, so that if you panic, then you make poor decisions. And I've made lots of those. Live streaming is actually is harder than just playing on your own. When you're playing on your own, you're much more focused. Yeah, why not? I believe all my players should be given an international call-up. But when you're live streaming, there's extra pressure on you, because you guys are watching. And there's a load of pressure on you to deliver. If I'm on my own and I go and lose 5 games, it doesn't matter. I know I will recover at some point. But when people are watching you, there is a lot of extra pressure on you. And that's quite tough to actually deal with. So yeah, when the opposition teams score after I've gone 2-1 up and they score, it happened against Lazio. I went 3-1 up and they scored immediately, and that makes you make poor decisions. You panic, and I'm no different to anybody else. I didn't make any changes against Lazio, but I could easily have panicked in that game. The worst team by far are the hardest to play. It's interesting. My record against very poor teams is appalling. But my record against teams top of the league is amazing. It's like, I don't know. I'm still... Oh, it's another injury, but it's only him, and he's not playing very well anyway. What is he, ill or what? A bruised thigh. I've got a bruised thigh as well. What is the matter with you? It's like, get on with it. Oh, at least he's not a first team player. Don't worry about your injury. Doesn't bother me. So don't worry about it either. So Brentford, Manchester United coming up in the Premier League. Too old, is he? Too old. I know Jesus Abba can become a top player. He's an exceptional player. Canote, has he been in good form? No. We're not praising that. Jesus Abba, 7.4, 6.7. No. He will have better expectations of himself. From 6.6, 6.9. You see, he might have very low expectations of himself, so it might be okay to praise him, but it's not good enough for me. So I'm not going to praise him. But for him, his expectations might be that that's really good. Who's this? 13 million. Oh, he's 32 years old. We did look at him, didn't we? But I decided I'm not buying 32-year-olds or 33-year-olds. Swollen toe. Ingrowing toenail. Yeah, they are very, very soft. And I can remember watching football and going way, way back when tackling was legal. And it was so much fun watching players like Norman Hunter, Ron Chopper Harris, like watching George Best, watching them tackling George Best. But he just picked himself up and got on with the game. And that's how it should be. Shaw's a pleasure to work with. And yeah, they are a bit soft these days. Absolutely, Blob. Just dust yourself off and get on with it. 3 weeks is quite soon, though, for a broken arm. Gotta give you credit for that one. I broke my collarbone as a kid playing rugby. I was back within 6 weeks. It's like, just get on with it. I couldn't wait to get back. What is the matter with them? Absolutely dreadful. I have the theory about that. Somebody did talk to me about that. It might be the insurance companies that are doing it. It's all about money these days. And the insurance company, if they don't go down and the injury gets worse, then it could cost the insurance companies a lot of money. And I am told that they might be behind it. They are saying to the clubs, tell the player to stay down. We don't want that injury to get worse. We need to have a look at it because it might cost us a lot of money. I don't know if there's any truth in that. Yeah, he should be dropped. He's been in dreadful form. You can't blame me for not playing him. He should be dropped. He's rubbish at the moment. Not surprised Brazil have taken this opportunity. It was a 10-minute game before I had to go. Yeah, there were all kinds of stuff, tequila going on. I played rugby when I went to university. I switched over to rugby. These footballers would never have been able to deal with that. The stuff that was going on the pitch there. The number of times I come off with broken fingers, black eyes. It's part of the game. Get on with it. If you don't like it, don't do it. It's like, yeah. If you don't want to get injured, then don't play the game. But it was fun. I had so many injuries playing rugby, but I enjoyed myself. Football, when I played football, I played wide midfield on the left, and sometimes I would take on, in that role, I would sometimes take on the role of winger. Sometimes the winger and I would swap positions. We were quite smart in those days when I was at school. And I can remember some of the tackles I had to endure running with the ball up the wing. It's like, good Lord, these players would be sent off straight away in the modern game. But it was part of the game then. You accepted that you were going to get scythed down from time to time. And you learned how to skip those challenges and how to fall. You just had to learn how to do those things. Moreno, Young Player of the Month. That means I should be playing him a little bit more then, should I? Goal of the Month, Moreno. I'm not arguing with that one. What a strike that was. I think we might have to have a look at that. That was just like an incredible goal. He rifled it into the top corner. I'd have been proud of that when I was playing. I was well known for my long shots when I was a kid. Very well known. I still have the local newspaper cutting with the season review talking about how I'd become so well known for long shots. I have scored a goal from the halfway line. That was poor goalkeeping, poor positioning, and I saw him off his line and I just hammered it over the top of him. It hit the crossbar and went in. No offers made for Doig. We need to sell him. There's no interest out there. Sorry. We'll just see if we can get some interest. You can't complain that I'm not trying to sell him. Concussions, yeah, people. I mean, we had head injuries, Tequila, all the time. I mean, you played. I played, obviously, in an era before you, I think. We had head injuries all the time. We didn't have to go off the pitch. And let's not forget, I mean, when I was playing, we were playing with these old leather balls with a bladder in it. And if they got wet, they were really heavy things. And we were just heading those. And we didn't have any problems. Those leather balls with the stitching and the laces in them. I mean, my good God, when they got wet, they were heavy. And we didn't have a problem heading them. It hurt sometimes. But maybe that's why I've turned out to have these mental issues that I have playing FM now. Were you pleased to say? Well, of course. I've answered that question before. You know I'm not going to say no. I wasn't pleased to see him score for his country. I don't like him very much, and I'm really not happy that he scored. What am I going to say to that question? And that's another thing, FM25. Can we make these questions a little bit more interesting? A little bit more challenging? Where you have... Perhaps if they have got this brilliant level of AI... Let's put our own answers in, and then perhaps reporters will remind us of what we said in the past. Well, I remember that you said something different 3 months ago, and then make it just a little bit more challenging, a little bit more fun. If the AI is as good as they say, let's do that. Remembering things that you said 3 months ago wouldn't be that difficult. Okay, Blob, thanks, mate. I will update people, of course, as soon as I can. And hopefully there will be an update very, very soon. Yeah, when they got wet, Callum. Oh my good Lord. Like, even kicking them was difficult when they got wet. But heading them probably would be a jank. It probably would be. So how do I play this? I'm just like, I'm going to play this game as we play. We be like, should I just play in the low block? Because the low block's making it difficult for teams. But I think Brentford, we should roll them over, really. Probably won't. This is probably one we'll lose, as we've beaten Liverpool now. This is probably a game we're due to lose. Liverpool and Brentford, Manchester United. I don't fear the Uniteds or the Romas. I fear the West Broms. Those are the teams that I fear. I don't fear the good teams. How happy with you? Oh, absolutely disgusted that he scored for his country. I hate the guy. And it's what am I supposed to say? Apart from, of course, I was excited. It's wonderful to see him score. What am I supposed to say? So make it a bit more challenging for us. Who does he play for? World-class midfielder. He plays for Real Madrid. Again, he's old, though. I'm supposed to sign big names. So for 35, 40 million, I mean, he's got 3 good years left in him. He would be a very good signing. I'm going to put him on the short list. Because I don't think they care how old. This board doesn't care how old they are. They just want me to sign high reputation players. There's no age stuff going on here. Just high reputation players. But I don't have any money at the moment. 23 mil. But we could get him in. But he's a very, very good player. 31, he's got 3 years left in him. So that might be a good signing. Brentford, Manchester United. What time is it now? We got time to play Brentford, Manchester United. And we'll see where we end up. At the moment, we're sitting nicely. 6th is good. We've beaten Liverpool. We've beaten Manchester City. We've beaten Manchester United. So 6th is good at the moment. If we can win another 2 games, then we could be very close to the top. And that would be nice if we can. I'm going to just check how Brentford, how their pace is. I do worry about teams with pace. They don't have pace. So we'll set up exactly as we set up, except if they're going to play wing play. They're going to play route 1, so I'm actually going to drop the line back a little bit because I've been caught out with this so many times. It is on standard, so that's how we're going to play. Route 1, just going to just like long balls, and I don't want my defence caught out. Team selection. Boyomo, of course, is available. I will listen to him. He's better at rotating than I am. But I will also go and have a look at it. Verts, Carioca. No, I want Kamalo to have another game. He's not fit. And he's come back from Brazil. Jesus, Abba is the same. Not fit. Larson is fit. Peterson probably shouldn't be playing. Patterson and Moreno. I don't think I should be playing Peterson. So Moreno, they're fit. These guys are not fit. Florian Wirtz is not fit. Shazavari can come in for Florian Wirtz. Arwell Davis is not fit, so Patterson can go out onto the left-hand side. Who else? Boyomo's not fit. Tonali's not 100% fit. But we'll leave those. So Florian Wirtz, Arwell Davis, Moreno, Yoro, Landerson. Siedemar is very fit. And maybe Siedemar needs to get more games. He's going to start complaining. Veloso is very fit as well. But the others are quite fit. And Florian Wirtz, he can play up top if necessary. Just short of someone in midfield. So Kanote can have a complete rest. Larson can come on. Mora probably needs a game as well. So Wirtz can have a rest. And that'll do. International breaks horrible because your team are always tired when they come back. Robert, what are good stats per league in England? What kind of stats are you talking about, Robert? Now, do you mean attributes? I wanted to show you this. When the game starts, I'll show you first of all the if Premier League attributes. Let's look at Premier League attributes. Look at we are a top team in the Prem at the moment. So let's go and have a look at the comparison and look at some of these stats. Look at the physicals. So what we're getting, the top is 15. So if you're going to be the best in terms of attributes in the Premier League, you've got to get to 15. But that doesn't mean that you have to be that good. You can be around about 14 is perfectly adequate for all of your attributes in the Premier League. We are a very good team. So if you look at this, for example, marking, 10.93, we are the highest in the Premier League. So nobody in the Premier League at the moment is very good at marking. That's a really interesting one to look at, because to be very good as a squad at marking, you need to be up around about 13 or 14. And in terms of the Premier League, they're not very good. For each of the leagues below it, take off 2. So in the Championship, 12 is extremely good. If you can get a 13 in an attribute in the Championship, it's a very, very good rating. So when you're buying players, when you look at League One, then you need to take off another point. And so when you're buying players, you set this is what I want. If I can find one more on that attribute, he'd be a great player for this league. So it's like, set your bar at 14 being good for a Premier League, and take 1 or 2 off for each league that you're in. That's how I would look at it. Balance to attacking. I'll go positive, but I'm not doing... that's a thought. But I'm not going to do that. I want them to learn to play in this way. So I'm not going to do that. We'll just play with the standard line. I don't think I want to change the team. These players need to rest. So let's give them a rest. It's a strong team that we've put out. We shouldn't be that worried. So I don't know if that answered your question, but that's the way I would look at it, Robert. 14 is good for an attribute in the Premier League. So if you've got a player with work rate of 14 and he has teamwork of 14, determination 14, concentration 14, decisions, he's a good player. He's not going to let you down much. So then for the next league, take 1 or 2 off, and then try and find players who can go one better than the bar that you set. But finding players on the bar that you set for that particular group of attributes that you need. For example, for defenders, I will need composure, I will need good decisions at the back, pace, I would need them to be good at concentration, anything where mistakes can happen, I want them to be good at. Mentals for defenders. I'm brave. I want brave players in the Premier League, especially if I'm not the best team. I wanted to sign him, so is this a sign from FM that we're going to have problems here? Vincentius, he's a good player, isn't he? Yeah, he's a good player. 16 vision. João Marcos, vision isn't that great. We'll just go along with what he says for now. Our home form is important to us. That's what I want to say here. I meant to say that in the last one. Come on, you've just beaten Liverpool. Don't make this another disaster where you can't play football again. I know it's a rotated team, it's a weakened team, but also we have to rotate from time to time. So maybe that's a good thing that we're going to rotate and we're going to give boys a game. And in the end, Kamala was too tired to play, wasn't he? So let's get off to a good start, boys. And we have. And Carioca has got his goal. Finally, he's done something. And we're a goal up, and he was totally left alone at the back post there. The goalkeeper made a complete twit of himself. And easy peasy for him. That's the start I wanted. 1-0 up. Frimpong. That was from a set piece, though, wasn't it? Carioca. Akim Gray is starting to play, maybe. And I hope my goalkeeper can start to play better as well. So maybe things are not looking that bad. I think the standard line for a Route 1 team is the correct thing to do. And by doing that, what you do is you just give your defenders more time to deal with those long balls. They're not panicking. They have an extra split second to deal with the long ball. It's important, though, that the midfield remains strong and that you push up. And have I got step up? Yeah, they need to step up, press hard. But if they're sending long balls all the time, you need to give your defenders that split second just to adjust. Especially if agility and balance are not very good, because turning becomes hard for them. So just give them a split second by reducing the defensive line. It's not by much. You're not reducing it by much. You're reducing it by a couple of meters. Maybe 5 meters. You're just asking them, give yourself more time. How to get familiarity? Play games. That's the only way. And if they are struggling with familiarity, arrange some friendlies. Often this happens with your reserve players, your backup players. So if they're struggling with the way you play, arrange some friendlies. The only way is to play games. And we didn't deal with that ball over the top very well. But we are questioning offside here. But I think it's a good goal. Oh, it's been disallowed. I got that wrong. So I need to tell my defenders to focus. This is not good enough. But they are offside. But who was the player who played the pass? That's what I want to think about. It's not the attackers that I should be worried about. That is who played that pass. And we need to take him out of the game. We do not want him having a good game. It's 2-0. Gray hopefully is starting to play now. And the game hasn't made us look like Muppets against Brentford. What a nice pass that was. I'm still concerned about... Look at him pointing. Put it there. That was a lovely pass. It was Shazavari who made the pass, I think. So... yeah, it was Shazavari. What a lovely pass. He's a good young player, that boy. Doesn't get the game time he deserves. So I am thinking about who that was that put that pass over. Was it Vincentius or was it Marcos? Vincentius. So I'm going to take him out of the game. I'm going to mark him because I don't want him doing that all afternoon. The forwards don't really bother me. It's if I can prevent that long ball going over the top, then I'll stop the forwards anyway. So it's whoever provided that long ball is the one I want to target. And 2-0 up against Brentford. Where does that put us in the league now? In third. Top 4 is what I was aiming for. And we're on course at the moment. We got over that nonsense that... Yeah, we'll leave it at that. João Neves isn't playing particularly well. Let's just tell him, I need more from you. There's nobody else. Not happy with your performance. Do better, son. Need to keep an eye on João Neves, Tonali. Frimpong is already very tired. Yeah, he's gone, Frimpong. So we need to bring on Moreno, who's a man in form, should probably have been playing anyway. And Tonali is starting to look very tired. And João Neves. Euro can come on. And Landerson at this early stage. They've done well for me, giving me 50 minutes of good effort. But it's time to rest them. We've got bigger games than this coming up. So we're on course for a change. And we played quite a few games today. We played 5 already, haven't we? Is it 4 or 5? Normally we only get through 3, but this is good. Shazavari's playing well, but that was terrible. Need to tell him not to tackle. Shouldn't be on tackle harder anyway. Shazavari can't tackle. But they have not really troubled us. And I think that's just simply, I don't know, because we haven't seen much of the game. But when you've got Route 1, just play that, your lower defensive line. 3-0, Siedemar, he's offside. He's going to be given this time. I think he was offside. No, it's been awarded. I've got both of them wrong today. Siedemar, is that his first goal? Yeah, he was onside. I don't even know why they asked. It's a good goal. Perfectly good goal. So yeah, Robert, if we look at the screen that I've got here, if I'm playing in comprehensive highlights, I've got all the information that I like. This is the work the space skin. On the front page of the tab, I've got match momentum. That's really important for me. Shows me who's dominating the game, basically. And when it turns, when I'm seeing these little periods where it turns, then I have to be very cautious. This tells me where they're attacking. Do I need to be worried in any way? I can see key passes. I can see all sorts of information. I can even see their body language, which is pretty cool. I generally keep it on passing. I like to see who's making the most key passes. And then I can take those out. Then I've got all kinds of other things in here that I can use if I want to. I love this skin, but you won't be able to do this in FM's normal skin. Camera, I'm just using TV. It's just very simple. I use TV and I've got the camera height all the way down to the left so it's lower, and the camera zoom all the way up to the right so it's zoomed in more. That's all I'm using, and I just use TV for the replays as well. So it's just I just like to zoom in. It's very rare that I will zoom out. Sometimes I will zoom out to see how the back four, the shape of the back four is. And if you zoom out, I can get a better picture of the shape of the team. and then I can't see anything. So sometimes I'll zoom in just to check the shape of the team if I'm not happy with the shape that I seem to be seeing. And I get a lot of this as well, a lot of these glitches. Goal awarded before VAR's even considered having a look. We're going to give goals away because we are attacking, a lot of attacking players. They are not getting too many bodies high up, so I'm not going to be really worried about low blocks here. We could come into a low block just to get more bodies. And then, do I need to make substitutions? Have I got any left? Oh, that was close. Patterson is very tired. Have I got any left? Yeah. So let's make a couple more subs. Arwell Davis can come on. Shazavari is tired. And that will do that. See this game out. It's just better to do it that way for YouTube, I think. It's just like people then can see it as a TV. That's all. That's the reason why I do it. And to get it as TV-like as you can. The director, I don't like the way the director does it. Sometimes you're so far away from what's going on you can't see it. Changing the camera angle all the time makes... It's like the game almost changes. I need to have a fixed camera angle. This one just works best for me. A good skin, though, is absolutely essential. Come on, referee, enough. And so that's a good win. Well done, boys. Good win. And now I think we're starting to put on a little bit of form here. Up into third. Manchester United to come. I wonder if Man United are playing wing play. I'm not really quite sure why Ward-Prowse is there. It's like, shall I criticise him? Go on, just for the heck of it. So that he can't complain. Gray, 1 goal, 2 assists. Maybe he's going to start playing. His morale still isn't very high, though. If I look at the schedule... No, we have a week off. We've put a run of results there together, though, haven't we? 1 draw and 3 wins. Manchester United, do they play with wing play? Route 1. They're playing Route 1? Man United are playing Route 1. I'm going to have to play with a lower standard line against Man United then as well, aren't I? But I'm going to play positive against them. United have reduced to Route 1, are they? So don't forget, guys, if you ever are in a forum and remember the videos that you've seen, and if there's something that's really helped you, or indeed if somebody's asking, do you know someone who can help me improve, or somebody helped you with their videos, then, answer them. That will help the channel for me big time. And hopefully I can get some growth out of that while I'm in hospital. I have a funny feeling it's for the next 4 weeks. What will happen is, because there's nothing new going in, YouTube stops showing it. When views go down, So I lose subscribers when views go down for some reason. YouTube totally stops suggesting my videos. You can get away with it for a week, but more than a week, it will just ignore. YouTube just ignores you. And my holiday to Southeast Asia is just catching up with me, because this month there'll be no payment going out. So YouTube is cruel. And YouTube doesn't care that I'm sick. 3 to 5 weeks, huh? But I have cover. You can't destroy my wingbacks, FM, because I have 6 of them. So you can't. And lots of them can play on either side. So yeah, YouTube will not be kind to me, even if you guys are the kindest people in the world. But YouTube will not be kind to me. YouTube doesn't care. YouTube is only cares about money. And if I'm not uploading, I'm not making money for them, they start to ignore me. So I'm sure the representatives, if they knew I was sick, would wish me well in hospital. But they're a money-making organisation. He looks quite decent as well. He is 27 years old. I got enough of those. Way too many of those. He can speak a good English. Well done, Jesus Abba. Kamalo, I think maybe needs a game. I think he played well against Manchester United the last time when we beat them 5-2. Maybe he likes playing against Man United, just like Salah. Oh, we are going after my wing-backs then, are we? 2 of them now. But it's okay, I've still got plenty. Still got loads. I can put Patterson on the left. He can play on the left. Peterson, of course, yeah, he can play on the left. So I'm going to go with this, and then I'm going to put Kamalo in. Tonali, Neves, they're all fit now. But I want Kamalo to have a game. So we're going to put him in instead of Carioca. So, who have I got? Guevara, Doig is unregistered. Shazvari Mora, Swan. So I'm going to be struggling on the bench. I only have 1 wing back on the bench. Boyomo can play as a full back. So Moreno, I think, can play on the left. Barely. But I could swap over Patterson. He can play on the left. Yeah. So I could swap over Patterson. Boyomo can come in on the right. Frimpong's injured. Doig's unregistered. And so that's them done. Guevara probably can have a seat on the bench. Guevara, he can come on. Cedamar can go on the bench, but Yoro, Landerson, Carioca, Veloso. I really need to give him more game time as well. And Cedamar. Big game this. If we beat Manchester United, we'll be up amongst the big boys. But we should be. We're predicted to finish in the top 4, and that's where we should finish this year. And hopefully we will. Still, morale amongst the players is very poor. And another one, you'd think they'd be flying at the moment, but morale is very poor. I'm doing my best, boys. I'm doing my best. He's not bad, but Ward-Prowse. Well, he's 36 years old. So we'll go through this one. Man United have gone up to 5th. It's interesting that Man United have been reduced to a Route 1 now. But if we can beat them, we could go... Get possibly... Who are Chelsea playing? Leeds for Liverpool. We don't know about Chelsea yet. Man City. So we could even go level on points with Chelsea if they don't have a great game. So let's hope that we can win this one. I don't even know who he is. Tarati is returning to fitness. West Ham beat Arsenal, did they? Karaoke for Kamalo. No, we're going to give Kamalo a run-up. I'm going to... For Route 1, I'm going to stick with this defensive line. We can always push up if we need to. Doesn't agree with today's team sheet. Too bad, Mr. Frimpong. Because I'm the boss. And our home form is important to us. I need to stress that to these boys. Let's go to the assistant again. No, we don't never press. Because give him a corner, nobody will close him down. He'll have an open goal to aim at. Nico. One of these two is going to... Oh, he's an exceptional player, isn't he? Don't worry too much about... Interesting, they've got a lot of bodies forward there. I wonder if this is a game where I'm going to need to play in the mid-block, because they are going to have a lot of bodies outside my penalty area. And I just wonder if there's a mid-block required here to just get bodies in position. You'll see what happens in this highlight. 1, 2, 3, 4. The two DMs are quite deep, though. We've got to take care of these 4 players. Nicely done, Kanate. On the break. Catch him on the break. Oh, what a chance. Kamalo involved. He is such a good player, Kamalo, but he's not quite as good as some of the players we've brought in. Last season, if he'd been fit, he was injured a lot. He would have been a top player in this team, but he's now down the pecking order a bit. But still a very, very good player. Needs to play as well in the Premier League, because I promised him that that's what he should focus on, his form in the Premier League. Not Europe. So we got away with him. Ferguson's deep, but it hasn't pulled the defence out of shape. Go on, son. Go on, Canote. Oh, hit the post. United struggling at the back there. That's probably why they play Route 1. I think we found out why United are playing Route 1. Nicely done. Nicely done. Come on, find a pass. There's the pass. Canote's in. He's hit the post again. Oh, boy. ZBX, it's a very, very good question. And the answer is, I'm from Wales, but I haven't lived there very, very much. I've lived in many, many different countries. And there's the goal, Kanate. 1-0. This will make the league interesting. We put together some good results today. I just might let the assistant do it all from now on. But I do think we've played with the lines quite well. You're from Merthyr, are you? I'm from Llanelli. Although I was born in Warrington, And then I've lived all over the place: Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, America, Czechoslovakia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Philippines. I kind of I don't quite know where I'm from, really. And, I think my heart is in Southeast Asia. I lived there for 20 years almost, and my heart is there. So but Welsh. I would always consider myself to be Welsh, and the reason is I never support England when they're playing in international tournaments. So I guess I'm Welsh, which is probably the true test of my nationality. Yes, David, absolutely. How many chances do we need? We got to bury the ones that we get. Well done. That's good tracking back, but here they come. This is a test of the standard line, and that worked. Offside, referee, offside. Yep, he's given it. He's seen it. Ha ha. Don't celebrate. He's seen it. I saw it. That was definitely offside. Yeah, disallowed. So 1-0 so far against United, but they are pushing at us. Oh, and this is the same highlight. They are taking the game to us, but they still haven't had any shots, which is good news. And we've pretty much dominated the game. Looking at the stats, you can't see anything that suggests. So Mason Mount is the one, not Nico and Mount. It's both central midfielders, and I think if I can actually take those out of the game, both of them, then they really can't get those long balls over the top then. Should we give him a hard tackle? No, he's got good attributes there, so they have now finally had a shot. So we haven't won this yet, and they are stealing a bit of the match momentum. I hate set pieces in FM. Feel totally powerless with set pieces. Oh, that's nice. And I might actually, if they are going to push bodies up, I might just push it, go back into a low block, because the match momentum has shifted. And if they are going to, although they don't seem to be pushing their defensive mids up, but they probably are, and it might just be those four are the ones causing us problems. Playing four like ourselves up top, and there's the goal. Finally, it's arrived. So they are creating space between the lines, I think. The two defensive mids are pushing up, and I don't think we've got enough bodies back. So we can go to a low block here. It might be prudent. I'll take a draw against United. Some of the players are not playing very well as well. How we beat them 5-2 the other day, I don't know. And it was with a very weakened team. But I think also United had a weakened team out. Hey Fox, I'm good. How are you doing? Oh, United have scored again, have they? Well, I wasn't expecting that, boys. We were totally dominating this game. Let's berate them. I was not expecting that. We were dominating the game. Here's my... Well, there you go. FM has turned on me. Yeah, they've switched the game around completely, fair dues. But in fact, they have come right... They had... 10 minutes ago, they had no shots. They've come right back into it. Mason Mount is a menace. You've been terrible. Sort it out. He needs a little pick-me-up. You weren't that bad. But they have been absolutely dreadful. I know. Let's just push everything up. Let's go and play as I want them to play. If we lose, we lose. They've got to sort that out, though. That was terrible. Yeah, it will be a while from this point on as well, Fox, because I am going in for my surgery. I'm probably not going to be well enough for about 4 weeks to actually do any YouTube stuff. Unfortunately, and they are causing me real problems in defense. Yeah, I'm having my heart surgery. It's unfortunate. In defense, we are a shambles today, but there we go. We're not going to win all the games, I guess. Absolute shambles. Demand more. This is absolutely dreadful. Where did United get this from? It's Mason Mount, isn't it? He's already supposed to be in tight marked. We're just not doing the jobs. 2-2 though. No, 3-2. We're back in it. We've got to do better than this, boys. Got to do better than this. It's not like the players who I've brought in are playing badly. Neves is the one who's not doing his job in midfield, and Jesus Abba's having a poor game at the back. So I need to make those changes now early enough. Neves is poor. And so Landerson can come on for him. And I'm going to put Yoro on instead of Abba. This is his first bad game. Jesus Abba. Make those early subs. Maybe, yes, David, maybe it's their turn to win 5-2. But I don't know how they got themselves back into the game. No idea what happened there. But back into the game they came. Mason Mount is really the serious threat. I'm not quite sure what I can do with him. Playing as a DM, I'm going to drag somebody out of my DM position if I could put one of my attacking mids to tight mark him. It's the only thing I can think of to do. Wirtz can tight mark him. He's in the wrong position. I don't think Kamalo can do it. So if I switch those over, Wirtz can tight mark him and just track him back. That's the only thing I can think of to do. I don't want to drag my midfielders out because they're playing badly enough as it is. A Mount now has gone up into attack. So they're like, come on, FM, stop doing that nonsense. So now Landerson can tight mark him. Landerson can tight mark Mason Mount. Because he's gone up to attacking midfield now. That was sneaky of FM there. Let's demand more from them. We can get back into this game. We have stolen the match momentum. Did well on 3 very defensive tactics, using all 3 blocks. Defensive tactics are underrated, Fox. Very underrated. Let's make them changes than anybody else playing badly. Their fitness level is very good today. Landerson is now on a 6.6. Gray isn't playing very well. Let's give Siedemar a game. Wirtz isn't having his best game. My goalkeeper again. This Ramirez is terrible. The goalkeeper's been blamed again. Canote's played well. And maybe time for Kamalo to come off. Come on, boys. We could do with getting a draw here. How's the table going to look? 4th. Well, 4th is good. But we can still get something out of this game. Come on, we can still get something out of this game, boys. I'm going to go attacking in a minute. Come on, Peterson, come on. There it is! I'll take the draw now. Karaoke. Oh, is he going to be given offside? Was he offside? It looked okay to me. It's awarded. I think we deserve that. Overall, we deserve a draw. Hard tackling. In centre mid is always something that I demand from players. Centre mid or defensive mid, if they can't tackle, they can't be in my teams. I think that's it. As a manager across all YouTube saves, whatever I'm doing, if they cannot tackle and mark in midfield, they ain't going to be in my teams. Patterson is now tired. There's a lot of tiredness here. Patterson is playing well, though. Landerson's come on as a sub, isn't playing very well. Goalkeeper's having a shocker. Wirtz is having a good game. Tonali possibly should come off. But I don't have anybody who can play that role now. I can bring Yoro up here and bring on Biomo. Give Tonali, get somebody on with a little bit more puff left in them than Tonali. But don't give a goal away now. Do not give a goal away now. Oh, I want to go to my assistant. No, I don't. They are tired up front. Oh, what did I do? Did I change anything there? Hope not. Come on, let's close them down. We look fresher than they are, especially they look tired up front. We've refreshed at the back. Here it is, 4-3. I had a funny feeling it was coming. The only thing I can do now is go attacking. I just had a funny feeling that was coming. God, I don't like key highlights. You're totally powerless. Gotta demand more. It's a quadruple bypass, Fox. And they're also going to cauterize the left atrial chamber. It's something that the heart doesn't need. So they're just going to cauterize that and take it out. And it's 4-4. What a game. Canate's hat-trick. I wonder if that was... No, it's not because I demanded more. It hasn't taken effect now. It hasn't taken effect now and I can't cancel it. 4-4. What a game. I will take a draw, boys. Do not do anything silly at the back now. I will take a draw. It's, yeah, congenital. It all happened because of something called a bridge. Basically, when a bridge, the main artery supplying my heart, one of them, just went underneath the muscle. As the muscle got stronger, it squeezed the artery, so it can't feed blood. The second one they're changing, the second artery they're changing, was caused by a heart attack. The problem was caused by a heart attack, which was caused by the first one. So it's just one of those things. It happened at birth. It's exactly the same. Stats are exactly the same. So I guess a draw is the right result. United have just edged the shots. So I'll be happy with a draw there. Yeah, let's be happy with that. It is Man United after all. 4-4. Good game though. But suddenly we've gone up to second. Why? Because other teams have played less games. CHDs. What was a CH... What's a CHD? Tell me what a CHD is. Just quickly. It's been a fairly good episode. But, I mean, I'm glad you've recovered, Fox, and hopefully I will too. It's just going to take a little while to recover from this. This is not simple surgery they're doing. So we played 5, 1-3, drew 2. I'm quite happy with that as a performance. And that's going to be it for a little while, guys. Oh, congenital from birth, yeah. But they can fix them. They, like I said at the beginning, they do between 900 and 1,000 of these every year. My surgery is on Monday. I go in on Sunday to get prepared on Sunday, and then I think they're going to do it lunchtime on Monday. So think about me on Monday. So there's going to be... No, I've had 2 very, very good specialist nurses, Helen and Karen, who've been absolutely brilliant with me. Their patience is amazing. But their job is done now. I will miss them. They've been awesome. Thank you, Sippy Marley. Don't forget, guys, you can help the channel. And the way to do that is when you see opportunities, recommend it. And keep watching. If there's loads of videos on the channel, keep watching. It would make me feel happy if the channel doesn't die when I'm away. It would be sad if the channel dies because it's been a lot of work. Thank you, David. Much appreciated. Pretty sure I'll be fine. Just gonna not be able to do it for a while. And one of the interesting things that the nurse Karen or Helen said to me today is that your mood will be different when you first come out of hospital. So even though I have to sit upright most of the day in a chair when I come home, I will get emotional and depressed sometimes. So FM is probably not the best thing for me to be doing at that time. And I probably need to wait until that emotion has settled down. And, thanks, Robert. Hope you found the advice I tried to give you helpful. Thanks, David. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And yeah, I might even play FM just for my own pleasure. But there is a lot of pressure when you play to an audience. It's a huge amount of pressure. You should try it one day, guys. Just go and do a live stream and find out how that feels when you're playing under that kind of pressure. It's really it makes the game a lot different. But I've tried just to enjoy it tonight after last night's rant. And I have enjoyed it. I always enjoy your company, guys. Always. I love doing live streaming much more than videos. And the reason for that is I just love interacting with you guys. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't done so already. That also helps the channel more than people know. And that's why creators are always telling you, don't forget to like, because it really does. It's the biggest thing that helps a channel to grow. So thanks for coming, guys. I hope it was a good episode for you tonight. I hope that yeah, Jenk. Not many people want to see how I play either. So I hope I will be back as soon as possible. Maybe even 3-4 weeks. I will do my very best to get back. And we'll pick up where we have left off, which is better now than it was yesterday. And we are now back up where we deserve to be, I think. And hopefully we can stay there. We will, I think, be in the top 3 because one of Liverpool or Chelsea will win. Let's say it's Liverpool. We'll be definitely 3rd at the very least. Thanks for coming, guys. I'm going to get something to eat now. And then I've got a busy day tomorrow preparing for what's happening on Sunday and Monday. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Take care. Be safe. And I'll be back as soon as I can. Thanks, guys. See you soon.